I found this door on Marketplace, and although I have champagne taste, I absolutely have a beer budget, so let's upgrade it. This is the vision I have. I know I don't have side lights, but let's see what we can do to upgrade mine. I'll be using Rustoleum's new ColorSpark Paint in Black Satin, but not before I prime it first. There's only one primer that I have trusted, especially in exterior projects, and that is BIN123 in the red can. Some people think that it's not necessary to rough up an exterior project if there is no paint on it. I'm never skipping a step because I would rather do it now than have maintenance in the future. I'm also gonna note that I'm doing this in very warm weather. I love painting outside, but only when it's super warm because it dries faster, and with the humidity in the air, the can's gonna tell you one thing, but the project in front of you is going to tell you something different. Priming the door is not too exciting because it's white going on white, but it has to be done, so here's my footage of me doing it. Now I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of questions as to why the hinges are on the outside. This door was not installed incorrectly. It's actually an outswing door, and that means on the lower end of the budget for outswing doors, you're going to see the hinges from the outside. I'm going to swap those out as well. I am not into stainless steel. I let the primer bake in the sun for about a day, and then I did the scratch test. I always do the scratch test before I add another coat of paint. The can read one thing in front of you, but again, your project is going to tell you something different depending on your elements and the outside temperature. When you can scratch it and nothing comes off, you're ready for another layer. Whenever I'm painting a door, I always do the inset grooves first, because then when you roll it on, it's a much smoother finish. I also really like to put it on super thin. So sometimes that means I end up putting 3 to 4, sometimes 5 coats, very thin. Make sure your rolling coats are always the coats you put on last. That will hide any of the brush strokes that have bled over onto the flat surfaces. I've never used the ColorSpark paint before, so I'm really excited to see how it holds up over the years. Rolling it on is always my favorite part, but you've got to know that it's going to look ugly before it looks prettier. It's blotchy for the first layer, sometimes even 2. Just understand that that's not how your paint is going to dry. I did another scratch test, and then I added a second layer once it was fully cured. Starting to look so good, but those stainless steel hinges were not it. The Explore hardware came in the mail, and I could not wait to get it installed. I used to be intimidated by installing hardware, and if you haven't installed door handles before, they definitely seem like a bit of a daunting task. But Explore makes it easy because you just scan the code on the box and it'll bring you right to their instructions on the website, and it only takes a few minutes to swap it out. Or in my case, to just install, because this Marketplace door did not come with a door handle. Next up was the hinges, and I'm starting to see the vision that I had in mind. But the door still feels like it's missing something. I love the color, I love the new hardware, but now I'm thinking once all of the siding is installed, I want to do a larger trim around it. Maybe I'll do a Boston header, or I will keep it craftsman style. But I know that this 2-inch trim that comes with the door is just not big enough for the wow factor that I'm looking for. I don't know, what do you think? Should I leave it or should I add some trim? This is my fancy little drawing of what I want it to look like. I'm getting 2 lights installed on either side of the door. And then the 1.5 foot foundation that is exposed, I'm going to be adding some boulders and some rocks and some plants. Make it look as if the garage is leveled up from the driveway. I don't know, let me know what you think. What should I do here? How do you see the space? I'm a little lost on how to completely finish it, but we are well on our way. So don't forget to subscribe for all of my garage updates.